Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Queen Talk. Hi, ladies. How you doing
Hi.
Hey everyone.
Hello, hello.
today? This is
Great.
like the Queen Beauty just arose. This is, yes, ladies, this is a great time to get it right. We do have another queen still on her way. I don't know where she is. Technical difficulties, I'll say. But I do want to welcome everybody that's watching. Welcome everybody on the panel. You know me, your host, Kelly Connection. We have Iris, we have Crystal, and Curves is on her way. Everyone knows Curves. She needs no introduction. Um, but we have a special guest tonight.
Yes, we do.
Lady Iris, would you like to tell everyone who she is?
Yes. Your name is Alece and it's Placiana?
Plus,
Placencia.
plus,
Placencia.
yeah,
I
yeah.
knew I was gonna mess it up. I was like, that was like the nerve-wracking piece right there. I was like, I'm gonna
No
mess it up.
worries.
Okay.
Did you know she speaks fluent Spanish? Hola.
Surprise. Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
My husband is Mexican. A lot of people ask, "Oh, you learned your Spanish from your husband?" No, actually, I learned it in school, took it to classes, but I became fluent by using it at work, which I was a teacher, counselor for many, many years. And the principal just asked me to be, to help with the parents. So that's actually where I got fluent. And my husband, I'll speak to him in Spanish and he answers me in English. So,
I
whatever,
love that.
you know. But
I love
he
that.
was born in Mexico, but grew up here in
Oh, I
LA.
didn't know that.
Yeah, so he's been here since he was 2 years old, but
Oh
yeah,
wow.
so he doesn't speak to me much in Spanish, so you know.
Are you
So
guys
like,
able to hear me?
yes.
We can hear you.
Oh,
Yes, Mary Curves.
in and out because they couldn't I was talking to you guys and you guys weren't able to hear me, so I was just making sure I'm heard. Okay.
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
heard.
Loud and clear.
Okay, Iris, I do apologize. I know you were going to give an amazing intro. Please let all of the guests know who we have as a special guest today.
Okay. Okay. So I'm glad that you offered that you were in education and academia. I think that's such a beautiful, obviously, service that you gave to your community for so many years. But I think one of the things that I was so excited about, because I'm an educator myself, is that you still had so many other dreams that we're going to dig into tonight. So you are also a fashion designer. Are we correct? You have
Yes,
your own brand, and if
yes.
you can say, is it Blaxicana?
Blaxicana.
Blaxicana Couture, which I
Yes,
think is really cool. So you
yes,
you married the whole point of, of course, your culture and your husband's culture. I'm
yes.
assuming.
My
That's
daughter
so
coined the name. I'll tell you that story in a bit.
Okay, I love that. Okay, so your designs are one of a kind and are featured in galleries in Palm Desert, California, as wearable art pieces. Your brand is inspired by music, fashion, and art with the goal of promoting diversity and creativity via wearable art pieces, which that is just beautiful to me because, like, I'm an artist and you're speaking to my heart and my language. Your clients, you have worked with artists as far as Colombia, but recently you created a custom denim jacket for country artists. Is that Shaboisy?
Shabuzi, the
Shabuzi.
Bart
Okay.
everybody
Bar
The
knows.
bar
Tipsy.
song.
Yes.
Come for
Yes.
me. The
Oh my God. That's great. It's a small world. I know the sound engineer for him. He
Oh,
actually did my music. Yeah. Small
oh,
world.
a small
That's
world.
that is so cool.
That's
Okay.
amazing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you've done pieces for reggaeton artist Ray Chango when he's used it in two music videos. Get out of town. Oh
Yes.
my gosh, I wish we could feature that.
Yeah.
And I won't dig into the where it all began because I'm sure you want to kind of offer that up as we go along.
Yes.
But I just want to take a moment just to thank you so much for coming on Queen Talk because I mean for me this is what it's all about. It's about people sharing their journey, their stories, and inspiring other women and people from all backgrounds to chase their dreams. And that doesn't look like any stage in your life. That could look like any time that you feel like, okay, this is it. I'm ready. I'm ready to, share this expression. And as a fellow artist, you understand that when you do share art, you are literally being vulnerable and sharing a huge part of yourself, a huge part of your heart. So it's not always easy to put yourself out there, but that you're out there doing it and people are responding, and you have artists that are appreciating and representing your work so well is beautiful. So I just
Well,
want to say
thank
I'm honored
you.
to have you on our show.
And I want to say, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I am so honored to be here. I want to thank each and every one of you queens for having me, for inviting me to be here. It's so important that we do things like this and this platform to have our voices be heard so that
Yes,
we can be an inspiration to others as well. So thank you. Appreciate
Absolutely.
you.
we are honored. Yes, so
Thank
honored.
you so much. So I know everyone knows that has ever been on the show and ever watched the show that I do always like to start the show with an icebreaker. I just feel like that makes the show more exciting. It gets people laughing and joking. So I've got one. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
You guys ready? Okay. So, ladies and viewers in the chat, feel free to comment. And if you make a comment, I'll definitely post it so everyone can see what your thoughts are on the icebreaker. So, ladies, I would like for you to all close your eyes. This is active participation. I want you to go back in time to the time you were between 6 to 8 years old, right? And I want you to imagine what that little girl, or in the chat boy, wanted to be when they grew up. So this is a two-part question. Sorry, I have it hidden. I'm gonna roll it out. What did you want to be when you grew up? And the second part is, how close are you from living your childhood dream? Anybody can go first.
Who wants to go first?
Come on, Gracie.
You're hilarious. I'm very, very far from what I wanted to do, simply because I don't think I want to do that anymore by any means necessary. I'm pretty sure at that age, you guys remember Leilani? I used to tell her, I used to give her massages. She's like, "Oh my God, you have healing hands." And then she just started calling me a doctor out of nowhere. So I think I ran with it mentally, and I was like, "Oh, I could be a doctor. I want to be a doctor." But
I can see that.
I don't have a heart for people in that angle. Like, I mean, in that in that
That
category.
capacity.
I don't want to say it like that, but I don't think I can see the things that they see and be okay every day. So yeah, that's not for me at this point. But yeah, so
What kind of doctor would you have been?
Yeah, I'm curious about that too.
I don't know. I never thought I was a kid. Like, I don't think it was something I wanted to do it was like literally she said something, planted a seed, and I was like, ooh, for like a couple years. I was like, a doctor, that's nice. I don't think it, yeah.
Taking Dr. Kelly to the floor.
I knew that wasn't something I wanted to do anymore. So that was just like when I was little.
Yeah. What I think for me it was kind of, when you're a kid you have like 20,000 dreams. So I wanted to be a cross between a ballerina and a singer for sure. And then as I got older, I was like, oh, it'd be nice to be a teacher. I can inspire the youth, but definitely never let the music thing die. It's had its moments where it's had to be put on the shelf, but definitely always still in that space, loving music, loving to tell stories through music. So how close am I? I'm going to put out an EP soon. So working on new songs. So that is definitely.
Ooh, I was
So
going
you
to
Yeah.
say, I am living proof of reinvention.
Yes.
So,
Yay.
yeah.
living your dream. I love that. That's
Yes.
amazing.
Feature your sister Curves on a little.
If you want to.
I did see you singing karaoke the other day.
Yeah, it's good.
My first little dream, like job, I guess I wanted to be a doctor, but like once I hit a certain age, I was like, well, I want to be a singer. Like I love to sing, and then that's because Iris heard me singing in the the bathroom one time when I was like 8 or 9, and she was like, "You sing, you sound so good. You can carry a note." And then from there, like you couldn't tell.
Let us hear something. Let us hear something.
Ooh, hit us with it.
Come on, hit us with that Teddy Swims.
He swims. That's what I was getting ready to say.
Come on, lose control. Lose control.
I'm sorry. I'm drinking Olipop tonight. Maybe if I was drinking something with a little inspiration.
You need some liquid courage. Is that what you're just saying?
Yeah. What courage would be.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Chris, what do you
All
got?
right, Chrissy.
What you got?
Well,
Or
I mean, for me, I'm gonna be honest. The only thing that I wanted to be at 5 or 6, you said
between 6 to 8. Yeah.
6 to 8. The only thing I wanted to be was outside. So,
No, listen.
When
Not
you
have a whole
okay, not outside. I wanted to be playing outside, double dutch, basketball. It didn't even matter. I just wanted to be outside in the sun. But
yeah, but basketball did continue on.
yeah, I don't think I realized that I wanted to be like an athlete. I was always athletic, climbing trees, climbing ropes. I realized I wanted to be an athlete probably until middle school. So was that like 11,
Yeah.
12?
I
And
think you were in
then
middle school when you first tried out for your
Yeah, you're definitely 11. I remember.
yeah. So that's when I realized, yeah, I wanna be a basketball player. Pretty far off from that goal because it started off basketball player, and then when I saw Love and Basketball, I was like, oh yeah, I want to go to the WBA one day. But you know that didn't happen because my body did not hold up. So,
like being a
um,
mom and everything.
but I did study sport management in school, and I got to work with student athletes at a very prominent, prestigious boarding school for like 9 years. So that was amazing. And recently, my new goal and dream was to be a mom. So I'm living that out right now.
Oh my God, that's
Aww.
amazing.
Oh. I was going to say, most of us, whatever we like or to do our play, what I've learned from my students is that that's pretty much what we will become in some way, form or another, you know?
Yeah.
So it's not
Yeah, because mine was definitely acting, and I feel like I act like I like everybody every day because
acting one-on-one at work. I understand.
Oh my God.
actually, I actually have great coworkers. I don't have to act with them. But my patience.
Let's hope you didn't tell any of them to tune in.
I did. Because I actually like my coworkers. Okay. But when I was younger, I would watch television. And I would literally disappear into the movie. I would pretend like I was whoever the star actress was. So I wanted to be an actress, and I ended up going to school for it.
Oh, we remember.
I was a theater major.
we had to be your supporting male actors. We were all the guys.
So I was a theater major. I went to school, and then the mom thing happened, kind of like Chris. And when you become a mother, it's like whatever your dreams were kind of get pushed to the back burner because your child becomes most important to you. So I would love to do that even when I go to plays and I watch movies and like, that's me, I'm up there. And I start singing, try to sing louder than the actress on stage. Like, I could do that. I know that song. I should be up there. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I miss my calling. But, I am a great mom. So I have to kudos to that.
And then once they're grown and gone, you just get back into it.
You mean like Taraji, Viola Davis, just go back now? Like,
yes,
do it, girl. Why not?
Do it.
Actually, I'm also an actress. I don't know if you guys know that.
No,
that
was not in the bio. Tell.
It happened because my daughter became an actress at a very young age. She was 6 years old, and I wanted to learn the business. So I just signed up for background acting and ended up getting into the SAG union and then started doing some shows. But then it got crazy because I'm a mom. And so I always said, once I retire, I'm going to go back to the background stuff. And so that's what I do that in addition to everything else. So
love that. I love that.
I do that sometimes. Like once
you have a full life. I love it.
Life is long. That's what I realized as I got older. It's like, I thought, okay, well, I'm an educator, I'm a mom, but it doesn't stop there. Like as time goes on, it's like things change. My kids went to college, moved out of the state. It's like, okay, I got time now. So now I could go back to the other things that I love doing. So you realize that as time moves through time. But to answer your question about being 6 to 8, I love movies as well. There's this movie called Sybil. It's an old school movie back in the 70s because that's when I watched it. I was like 6 or 7 years old. And it's about a girl that had like multiple personalities. And I was just so fascinated by that. And so I wanted to be a psychiatrist.
Oh wow.
wow.
Oh my gosh.
And then I
6-year-old you.
yeah, then I realized when I was about 10, like, oh, you'd be dealing with people's problems and you would, in medicine and all that. I'm like, oh, so what's in the middle, I figured out was being a counselor. And that's what I actually ended up becoming. So some form of that. So
I love that.
Yeah.
So you accomplished your dream. Your
I did.
6-year-old dream.
I
That's
did, but I
awesome.
didn't at the time, you never know. I just liked the movie. I just thought it was,
Wow. I
Did
love
you see
that.
that movie with James McAvoy where he was like,
oh yes, Split.
yes, there was like so
Love
many
that
different personalities inside of him.
Love it. I love that, and I also love forensic. And what I was
Mm.
considering that, but then I realized like they might come after me if they escape or something. I don't know. It was too
Mm.
scary, but
Oh, forensic. I thought this was a movie you were talking about.
like forensic.
I would have never seen forensic.
You thought about being a forensic scientist.
Sorry, forensic.
I got it. I got it now. Now
Like,
great.
what's the movie? I don't know. I can't think of
I
it.
haven't seen that one.
Like, oh, I love like anything with serial killers and all that kind of stuff. I love it, but kind of scary. So.
It is, but fun. So thank you for answering the question. All you ladies, I feel like so who's not living the only Curves? You're the only one not living your original dream? Go be a doctor.
What
Go
was
be a
her
doctor.
Go be a doctor, Curves.
You're young.
I support you.
I remember she wanted to be a rapper, but hey.
I remember that rap. My name is Curves and I'm from the
No.
hood.
It was my name is Grace, rhymes with Mace. If you get too close, I'ma spray it in your face.
Oh my god. I had a rap song about a boy I liked.
Oh my god.
Let's not. And say we did.
Was it a rap?
It was definitely she thought it was a rap.
No.
Okay.
That's for another podcast.
Yeah,
Weird
yes it
shit.
is.
So, but
Sure.
I would like to segue in because everyone, all hearts are clear. No other dreams we want to express. I also wanted to be a nobody. Okay.
No. I was like, what?
Okay, so then we will segue into interview mode. Dun, 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 dun. All right, put on the music. Dun, 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 dun.
Like, come on, we gotta skip over that part.
Come out. Let me just be me. Okay. All right. Okay. So I would like to know. I'm sorry. I know Curves had a really great question that she wanted to ask, and then we'll just let you take it from there. Because I know just from hearing about you and watching you on social media, I know that you live a full life. I mean, you just came from Coachella. You're always traveling. You're always in another state, another country. So, like, I know you have a lot. But I know Curves wanted to ask you a very specific question, so I'll let her start that part.
Yeah,
I'm doing it right now. Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
No, because my sister was like, is there anything you want to ask her? And I was like, I know a lot about her. I feel like, because, we talk a lot. So I was thinking, something that I don't know. My question for you would be, what made you, like, out of all the, like, what made you choose design as, like, the artistic category you wanted to go into instead of, like, some people do art, music, like, why design?
Why fashion design? Because let's see, it started when I was little. My mom, she had a sewing machine. She used to, buy me like little patterns, and I used to love like paper dolls. I don't know if you guys remember paper dolls.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
old, so I
My mom.
loved all that stuff when I was little, like crafty stuff, knitting. My grandmother would make quilts and things like that. But then for high school, it got real trendy The girls all the girls back then wanted to look the same. Like they all went to the Gap and bought the same stuff. They all went to Gap, same stuff. They all went to Limited, bought the same stuff. I was like, I want to look different. I'm sorry. It's just something about me. So I started going to thrift stores in San Francisco where I grew up, thrift stores, and then I would buy like I always love men's clothing. I don't know why. I always love like the men's blazers, the men's oversized shirts. And so I would, I'd buy those for like $2 and then I'd add like little flowers or,
Ooh.
buttons or just things. I just started doing that in high school because I wanted to be an individual. I wanted to stand out as my own thing. And I ended up designing my prom dress. That was the big.
Oh, I want to
That
see.
is so cool.
I still have it actually.
I want to see pictures.
Yeah, me too.
Pull it out. I have it here in my closet. Yeah.
I wish I could do
But,
that.
Yes, bring out the dress. No, I'll let you finish.
it's about this big now compared to my body. But hey, maybe one day.
So cool.
So yeah, so I designed my own prom dress. So I guess does that answer your question? I always just love design and I love making it individual and special for one of a kind pieces. I just naturally did that.
Okay. Nice. So it started off in high school. This isn't something that came to you later.
She said it started off like
not
with
at
a
all.
machine when she was little.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish I had that talent. That is amazing.
I know.
No, well, let me say this. Like you would like I love the question that you asked, Shayna, because it's like we all have our talents from our youth, so whatever that may be, you just need to tap into it. So curves, you could do your rap thing, you could do your doctor thing, you know what I mean? Like Crystal, you could still, get involved with, sports, like whatever talent or passion you have. I feel like that's what you're going to do. You know what I mean? I can't sing. I can barely carry a tune, but I love music. So I was like, well, I can just design my designs for music artists because I can't, put my, you know what I mean?
So you married them too.
I just, I injected myself into that world because that's the world I want to be in with my designs. But yeah, so that's what I do. It's just fun.
Now, if I may ask, do your designs have a range? Like, how some designers they have a cap, like I only work with, maybe petite or from, 0 to let's say size 8. Do you serve like the big and tall community, the curvier, plus size females also?
Yes, I do. And I have created jackets actually collabed with a boutique years ago called what's called Plus Size Bus Store or something like that. Anyway, my point is the big challenge is to find the size because it's really difficult to find all the materials. But yes, I do plus size as well as what I've done kids, but I choose not to work with children because I've worked with children for 32 years. And I just wanted to do something completely different. I only did one jacket for one person, child size. But everything other than that, adult, all sizes.
I love it.
I have a question about your process, if that's okay.
Yes.
So what happens? Do the artists reach out to you? Do you reach out to them and say, I can make you a custom jacket that'll just change your whole life? Or do they say, oh, I've seen your work and I'd like you to make me something custom for a specific event? Like how?
It's happened both ways. Early on, of course, it was just me, like, being inspired by somebody reaching out. But it has happened where people have reached out to me. For example, and you could put up the picture, AMBJ, the rapper, sings a song, Uno, Dos, Tres, that song. Yeah, him. So the pants that he's wearing in both of these pictures, I do predominantly denim jackets, but he reached out to me via DM and asked me specifically if I could do custom denim pants, jeans for him.
Neat.
And so he's like, I have some videos coming up. I have some shows. I really need some pants, some jeans. And I was like, I've never done jeans before, but you're asking. I mean, he literally FaceTimed me.
Oh
Or,
wow.
or
Wow.
Instagram, like called me up through Instagram. I was like,
So he
okay.
saw you something like, I love it. I've got to have that.
Yeah, I
Wow.
was like so shocked because who does? He was just like, hey, what's up? You know, he's like, I really need it. I was like, all right. So we collabed, and I was able to create, I think, 3 or 4 different jeans, and he's wearing them in, on the album covers you saw, and some video shoots, and actually a music video. So
I
You know
love
what I
that.
love? What I love about that is a lot of people, especially these days, they try to like do something like to copy others. Like, oh, let me hurry up and try to get rich, and I'll do a fashion design, or I'll do this, or I'll be a singer, or I'll be a social media guru. When you just live in your passion, I feel like it makes a path for you. Like
yes,
he
absolutely.
found you because you were doing something you love and enjoyed, and he was like, I want that. Versus like, I'm gonna make stuff for people to like it, and I want to be famous.
Right. It doesn't, it never works because you're just like, they're like being like a fake person,
Yeah.
basically. And then you have to keep up with the fake lie, you know? When I first started my Instagram, I had to make a decision. Do I have it private or public?
Mhm.
When I was thinking about doing a bit, I was like, you know what? Let me just put it public, because this way, whatever is out there, it's out there. I don't have to think about who's watching or what I'm saying. It's like, this is who I am. If you like it, great. If you don't, unfollow me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I don't have to keep up with a lie or a view of like what I'm trying to project. This is me. You know what I mean? It's 100% me. So
Yeah, and you just seem like a very genuine person on
Yeah, no, I
off
can
the
attest
camera.
to what she's saying. Like, there's no facade. Exactly who she is on social media is real life. Just free spirited, likes to, go out and experience different things, loves her, designs, her jackets, just everything, just enjoys hikes and being around family.
Ah, nature girl. Love that.
So
I
it
do.
all matches up.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And so, yeah, if you just, that's the message I want to share with other people. Just be yourself. Don't be afraid to be yourself, because there's no competition.
Mhm.
Who you're competing with, other than yourself, and you don't have to like change because of a trend. You know what I mean? Or my jackets, these are the same jackets the style of them that I created back in 2019. I don't try to keep up with trends.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so it just makes it easy for me. I don't have to worry about that. And again, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Whatever, it's cool. So,
I have a
Oh,
question, if you don't mind.
yes.
Do you have a favorite design that you've created?
Oh gosh, no, no, because because again, they're all different. I mean, you know, I don't know. I guess the ones I've made for myself, like this
Okay.
jacket I'm wearing right now
oh,
is
stand up, show it to us. Let's see it.
is my personal jacket. One of them I made myself.
Oh,
So I love red. I
That's your
love,
signature, right? Doing the underlay.
yes, that's the specialty. That's the
nice.
lining is the, what do you call that? My
Mhm.
signature. This
I
is made
like that.
with some, like, it's really hard work to do, and the price point and everything. That's where it comes from. But see, and I put these are my Coachella wristbands. So I added
Oh,
those, and
Oh,
then the
Oh,
back,
that's
so
nice.
every time you go, you add a new one to it.
yes,
I
yes.
love
and there's a rose on the shoulder.
And the rose is my logo. Let's see,
I
where is it
love
at? That's
that.
my logo. It's my rose. And
Oh,
I
then the
love it.
back, the Coachella patch on the back.
I
Oh
love
wow.
it.
So this is my personal jacket. Of course, I love it because I made it for myself.
Now,
However,
how long does it take you to make something like that?
Yes.
you know, I get asked that a lot, and I need to start figuring that out. I stop and start. So I don't really know. I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe, I mean, from the design concept through all the way through, I mean, 25 hours or something like that.
Oh, wow.
okay.
That's
You
a
know,
labor of love.
yeah,
So worth every penny.
I think so. I
Absolutely.
hope so. I
For a
have
bag.
another jacket here. I'll show you. This
Oh,
is a
show.
Yes, please.
just to get so you can see. So sometimes I add some
Oh, I
bling,
love
I
the
love
fringes.
that.
That's
Yeah.
so cute.
the lining. This
Yes.
is my Los
Here,
Angeles
let me make you
jacket.
larger. Let me make you bigger.
Homage to Los Angeles. Uh-oh.
Hold on, I want to make you bigger so
Okay,
everybody can see.
Yes, that's good.
there
Now
we
I
go.
can see it. Oh, that's
You can
pretty.
That is
see.
pretty.
This is a
Okay.
one.
The
So
tab is so pretty.
when
Homage.
you do a custom design, do do you do it like do you create it on your own just from getting like a few ideas from them?
So I have had both clients tell me either they'll say, you created what you think, like look at my social media page and you create something for me, what you think I would like,
Ooh. Okay.
or they want to
They give you that
collab
artistic
with me.
freedom.
They tell me I want, dark, like I'll give you an example of Shabuzi. Okay. So when I
Mhm.
met with him, he told me what he wanted. So he's like, I want a dark denim, like Wrangler jacket. I want it to have bling, like bling all over, like on the sleeves, on the back. He's like, what else did he tell me? He's like, I want the red. I asked him what color for the lining. He's like, I want red. Um, and that was pretty much it. That was all he said. And so then I took it from there, right? And so then I
Mm.
added other things that I thought that he would like, and thank God he did. For example, I did some research on him, and I found out that he's of Nigerian descent. His parents are immigrants from Nigeria, and
I
he,
didn't know that.
he actually,
Wow.
yeah, and he actually lived in Nigeria. He went to school there for a couple of
Wow.
years. He was in a boarding school there, so
Well, that's cool.
um, so he's very Nigerian. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get a patch for that. So I have a Nigerian
Yeah.
patch, and then he's from Virginia, which he has a couple songs about. So I put his Virginia patch on there. I know y'all are
Mm.
from
Two
Virginia.
up, two down.
And then I learned that he
757.
okay. Oh, that's the zip code.
Some
757.
area code.
Area code. Duh.
They're
So
not even from VA. I'm the only one from VA. They're from Florida, but they live there.
Oh, okay.
Curve.
Wait.
We all lived there longer than you, just by way of us being older.
Exactly.
Let her finish her story.
You
Maybe
sound crazy.
I was 1 year old when we moved to Florida, so I'm technically from when we moved to Virginia, so I'm
Hush.
technically from Virginia.
What you
I
Okay.
was
talking about?
27 when we left.
How many years did you live there, Shayna?
Oh, so when we moved there when I was 2, and then I moved back to Florida when I was 27. So
Oh, okay. So
Curves was
you
like
grew
15
up
when we moved back. So I lived there longer than you,
okay. I,
just by way of being older.
wherever you grow up and go to school, I feel like that's
Where
where
you're from?
Yeah, that's where we're
Yeah.
from.
that's my opinion. So sorry, Curves.
Yeah, lose that battle. Sorry.
Speaking of curves, did she tell you she used to design clothes too? Did she ever?
No, she did not.
Really, Grace?
No, she did not.
I feel like what she does is so great. I'm like, my little amateur work. It's like, what?
See that attitude, girl. That's mm-mm.
She used to make some cute stuff though. She
I
really did.
do some
And
stuff.
she couldn't even
Cut
sew.
shirt.
So
She used to cut shirts. So like she always did something fancy with her shorts, like cut them
Oh,
up and made like little frillies and
I had
made
no
t-shirts.
It was
idea.
more like repurposing
yeah,
outfits.
she
I was
repurposed. She made ugly things look better.
So there's an
so we were broke growing up, so like we got a lot of stuff from like Goodwill or like hand me downs and stuff. So if I didn't like it, I would always like try to make it cute. Like I would turn skirts into tops. I would like I'll send you some stuff when we get off here, like some things.
girl. One of my favorite designers. Her name is Sam Miro. Look her up. She is on the freaking what do you call it? New York Fashion Week, and so doing exactly that. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
yes.
I used to, and then I even like made these jeans, and like before, like ripped jeans were like a whole big thing. I like literally cut like so many like lines. I will send you a picture of like so
Yeah.
many, and before you know it, I know it sounds crazy. So many girls in the school were doing it. I'm like, they got that from me. Like y'all
I'm
were not
telling you.
your jeans till I did it. I
I'm
promise you.
telling you, you'll be surprised. Like for me, when I first started making my jackets, I mean, I just was making them for me because it was fun, right? And then I would show it to a couple people, like, "Oh, these are cool. These are cool. You should get them out there." And I was like, you know, I know how it's weird at first, right? But I was like, you know what do I have to lose? You know what I mean? And then when I actually sold one, I was like, woo, okay, well, let me let me, look more into this, So you'd be surprised if people like it, Grace. I'm telling you, curves, girl, you just never know.
May I ask you, what was your age when you decided to become a fashion designer?
Oh my goodness, it was 2019. I'm really, really bad at math, even though
Okay.
so
About
2019 was how many years?
six years ago. 6 years
6
ago.
years ago. And then with the pandemic, I'm really like off because it's like 2, 3. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
we
Lost
lost 2 years.
time. Lost time.
We
Yeah,
did.
6 years ago, I was 51 years old.
Wow.
Wow.
Kevin,
Wow.
I'll be 58.
So you're on
Wow.
that Viola Davis, like I'm gonna start. I don't care. I'm just gonna
And
start.
dominate. Yeah.
Yep. Viola Davis. Who's some other ones? Vera Wang. I think she was like 55 or 60 when she started hers.
That's
Martha
so good.
Stewart. I mean,
Yes.
you as you get older,
It
you
was never
realize,
too late to start.
yeah, you realize it really age really. I know it's such a cliche expression, like age is just a number, but as the older you get, you actually do realize that 50 is still young.
Agreed.
It's still like you still got it as long as you still have your mind, right?
Yes.
It doesn't really matter. You can literally be 80 and still like do stuff. Like as long as
Agreed.
you keep yourself healthy. So that's one of the things I'm really big on. Every morning I do my workout, because I'm trying to go all the way, like get up into the upper 90s or 100 or God willing, you know what I mean?
Amen to that. Yeah.
Yes, yes, ma'am. So, but yeah, so I was in my early 50s and I said, you know what do I have to lose?
Mm.
Everything to gain. If people hate it, it sucks. Oh well, at least I tried. That's my
Yeah.
attitude. And just went for it and people actually liked it. I was like, oh, okay. Let me keep doing this, and it's fun. That's really why I do it, honestly.
And if I could take you back, in the bio you shared that it was in 2019 after you went on a trip to Japan. So did something take place, like a spiritual awakening in Japan, or just after that moment you came back like with this fervor, like, oh, it's gonna happen? Like, take us back, like what happened in that
Ooh.
moment in Japan? Because
Japan is one of
tell
my
me.
favorite places. I
Okay.
always wanted to go there since I was a little girl. I always loved the culture. I've always loved the food, the people. I grew up in San Francisco, so I had a lot of Japanese friends, and I
Mm.
love the language. I was actually watching a Japanese soap opera, trying to learn Japanese with captions when I was a teenager. I just love Japan.
Really?
It's a
I
bucket
love
list
that.
trip. I was like, I can't, I just got to go to Japan. So I went there and I was blown away by all the art, the colors and the craftsmanship. And like they put attention to every single thing. Like when they serve food, it's like a delicacy. Like they don't just throw the food at you. I mean, they literally like prepare. It's just so
Yes.
beautiful. And
It's
then
art.
it's art. Even when
Yeah.
you're buying something in the store, they give you this little tray and you
Yeah.
put the money in the tray and then they bow and they thank you for giving. It could be a stick
Wow.
of gum and they will
Wow.
in gratitude that you're purchasing something from them. So just all of those things, I just felt so inspired by the colors and everything, and also this lining that I created.
Yeah.
That's really where I got the concept of the kimono. We went to
Oh,
I knew it. It does have that look that's like a
I
satin or
love
sheen
it.
to it. That's
the kimono.
beautiful.
Girl, I was literally
Oh,
chasing those girls down. We went to
I
Kyoto
love
and we
it.
would see the geisha girls come out.
I was
Yes.
saying you're bringing back to like
Literally, I was literally, asked my husband, I was literally chasing them girls down. I was like,
Wow.
they were so beautiful. I was like, oh, I got to get a picture. It was in, I was, and
I
so
love
yeah,
that.
so when I came back, I was like, I want to do something on denim that has like the kimono vibe and feel
Yes.
look. So yeah,
Yes.
so that's my Japan
I love that.
story.
Ooh, I just had an idea. I'm gonna give it to you when we get offline.
Okay.
We'll talk offline.
Yeah.
And do you have someone in the
I
chat?
think I want something. I want a special jacket now.
Okay. Sure.
I do
I think
too.
I think I know what I want my design to look like.
Okay.
Yes.
If people want to purchase a jacket from you, where can they find you?
So my website, so I just redid my website just recently, about a month ago. I wanted to make my website more art focused. The previous one was more retail focused. So basically, to answer your question, go online, contact me, and or on Instagram, and you can just click my link, email, website, and we set up an appointment. That's
Okay.
basically
No
the way it
website.
works.
Okay.
Yes.
And what is your website so I can put it up for people?
Yes, www.blaxicanacouture.com. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I do have I'm gonna put it up so everyone can see it. Definitely click the link and follow. What is
Please
your
follow me
yeah.
at Blaxicana Couture on Instagram. I'm trying to grow my followers. I have about 2,000 right now, so I'm trying to grow that. So if you're a clicker like me, you like to just click, think makes it easy instead of typing it in. Follow me on Instagram, and then you can click the link in my bio, and then you can click to my website. That way, it's like super easy. And there's other things on that link tree about me and other things I've done. But yeah, that's the easiest way. Thank you so much for helping me with that. Get the word out.
Absolutely. And you want them to go to your Blaxicana Couture IG, not the Alece, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Either or. I have the link also in my Alece Travelista. I have it there as well. But yeah, either one. I'm pretty easy to find. I'm always on Instagram. I love Instagram.
I do too.
I really do.
Okay. Do I have that correct?
Me 3. I'm a
Yes,
ding.
you do. Thank you. Perfect.
Okay. So there was a comment,
Yes, saw that.
and I'm gonna post that. I'm gonna put that up. There was a comment, and I think we should answer this question. I don't know if you know this gentleman. He's actually a very successful young man.
He literally, that's the question I had next too. Great question.
How did I keep my belief and courage to keep going?
That's good.
Ooh, I'm not gonna lie, it was tough sometimes because I do so, and how can I say? I think at least once a week I'll suffer. What do you call that, you guys? Not identity crisis.
Imposter syndrome?
Yeah,
Yeah.
imposter syndrome. Yeah.
It happens about once a week, right?
Oh.
So I can have 6 amazing days, and then once a week I'll be like, nobody likes me, or my jackets are trash,
Oh.
or no one's ever gonna buy a jacket ever again, or I'm just wasting my time, or all this like negative thoughts will pop in. Who am I? And so what inspired, I'm going to be honest with you, I when I get those feelings, I call like my very best friends, call my mama, call my sisters, call my cousins, call my kids, and just share, and just be extremely vulnerable and just say, hey, I don't think I'm doing so great. And then they'll just share some little nugget, some little piece of advice, and that'll just get me going for the next week, honestly. So having said that, your support system is extremely important.
Agreed.
It is. I mean, if I didn't have the love that I have in my life from family and friends, like I couldn't have made it on my own, honestly. And also, every morning I mentioned to you that I do my walk. That kind of clears my head. And then I end it with prayer and meditation and journal writing. And that's every day. That's how I start my day. So my connection with nature, with God, with, mind, body, spirit, that's how I start my day. And that kind of gives me that inspiration to move through the day, and just having that focus, but it's tough, because I mean, like I said, I'm always on Instagram. So, I'll be like thinking I'm doing great, and then I'll see a post from somebody who start and they'll say something like, "Yeah, I just started my brand last year and now we're at $1 million in sales." I'll see something like that and I'll be like, "Dang, I've been doing this for 6 years and I ain't know where." And so it'll put that doubt in my head,
Yeah.
things like that. And then I just have to regroup and refocus. But yeah,
Yes.
it's tough. I'm not gonna lie.
I
You
don't
deal
know.
with that.
A lot of times those social media posts when they're like, I did $1 million. I feel like
Say it.
I feel okay. It's not like a Monet. It's not a Mona Lisa. When you're making a custom piece that's art,
Yeah.
you can make 1 to 10 pieces and they can last through the ages because they're art.
Yes.
They're not something that everybody can purchase and everybody can buy. So
Thank you. Yeah.
that's
It,
more, I don't know. That's more special to me. Like he didn't have to paint a gazillion prints and then photocopy it and give it to people. Like
right.
that
Yeah.
one piece of art is still valuable to this day.
Thank
Right,
you.
sis.
Thank you for sharing that. Yes.
That's
And I
beautifully
do have
said.
customers. I just had a customer that I made a jacket for literally like 4 years ago, and she wore it at our pop-up shop. And it looks still brand new. I was like, "Ooh,
Wow.
I feel very like," and she wears it all the time. She's a singer.
Okay.
Oh wow.
She's a singer, and she wears it in shows and things, and it still looks really good. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
quality.
beautifully said.
It's not
Because
like
our mom was always big on quality over quantity.
Mhm.
When you're a teenager, these little trendy shops that popped up before, all these, Shein or Temu, they had these like kind of little shops that it'd be like $10 pants. My mom's like,
Yeah, I
those
remember.
things will shred in the dryer, in the wash. She's like, always
Mhm.
pick quality because it will last you for years if you take care of it. And, there's some pants she showed me what's quality, and they've lasted me over 10 years. So I
Right.
believe Kelly's completely correct, and I love how you did compare it to the Mona Lisa, because that is exactly what you're building. You're truly building something to last through the ages, and I love the thought of being wearable art, because to me, fashion is a way to express your inner self, and of course, this is your first pick to the world, showing the world who you are before you even open up your mouth. So if
Mhm.
you have something beautiful that's custom made to display your personality, you're a walking canvas, and that's pretty cool you
Thank
know
you. Thank you. Thank you.
so I did
I'm
have a
so,
question
so shy
for
about all this. I'm gonna be honest. It's like, oh
no
God. Ooh.
I do have a question for you. I'm gonna go from, I'm sure there's single moms that are watching or that will watch, that you're sharing, go after your dream, and or young mothers, or even maybe mothers that have their kids are off to college now. The cool thing is, you've seen so many stages of motherhood now, and it's like, just to the somebody that is dreaming right now, they're looking to go and pursue that dream or that calling or that purpose. How did you juggle being a mom, and
That's a
then and the
great.
good thing, yeah, and going after your dream?
So let me tell you about my kids. Like I told you, I have three, and
Hmm.
all three of them were extremely active in sports and in active, well, choice, both sports. My daughter, sports and acting. My two sons, basketball, baseball, football, which basically year round. Okay. And daughter did track, and my son also did track and cross country,
Wow.
acting. Okay. So plus I'm working full time as a college counselor, husband also working full time. So we were busy 7 days a week,
Mm.
working and then practice, picking them up, washing their, clothes and getting them the right food and all that stuff. And it was tough. So going back to your question, what I did was I started very slowly. I knew I wanted to start something before my daughter left to college. I didn't want to wait and then be one of those moms like, oh, empty nest and be depressed, right? So I just slowly started. So my commute to work, even I live in Los Angeles, so even though it's only literally like 7 miles away, it would take like 45 minutes in the morning to get there. It's crazy, crazy, crazy freeway. So I'm like, all right, let me find a YouTube video of information that I am curious about. For example, how to start a business, which
Mhm.
I have no background in business whatsoever,
Right.
knowledge, right? So I'm like, let me just Google that and let me go on a YouTube, find a couple YouTube videos, and I'm gonna like play that while I'm driving to work. It's a 45-minute drive. Might as well utilize that time. So I,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? So I started doing that, listening to podcasts, listening to whatever I could listen to, books on tape, and just started educating myself. Got my notebook out, took notes, and just it was a slow process. However, it just built on it. You know, the knowledge just
Yeah.
started to come, and I just did a like a business one-on-one class on myself. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And then same with the money. You know, I didn't have any extra money. I'm gonna tell you. Um, but what I did was I took opportunities that were being offered to me at work. I got an opportunity to do a Saturday program, Saturday school. And so I said, okay, I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to save that little couple $100 extra. And so that's how I started the business with literally
Wow.
Wow.
$200, you know,
Wow.
worked
Wow.
extra as the opportunities came, and it took time, you know, but eventually, obviously, my daughter left, went to college, you know, and then I was able to do more, you know. So my answer to someone who's trying to start start as slow as you can. Utilize every single free resource that's out there.
I love
You
that.
I mean, all of the social media platforms, including obviously podcasts, utilize it. Your
Yeah.
phone, you have a phone, you have a wealth of knowledge right there. Start there,
Yes.
but you have to be willing to learn. What I found, a lot of people just want to go from 0 to 100 grand a year, and it doesn't work like that, baby. Like, I'm sorry, nothing in life works that way. Whether you want to be a teacher, a doctor, a lawyer, or a business owner, it's going to
Mhm.
take you a cool 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So be willing to know that and to learn and to grow. And every year will get better and better. So
Yes.
yeah.
And
Well said.
I did love the part where you said you listen to podcasts on your drive. So
Yeah.
for all people who are watching, turn Queen Talk on
Yeah.
while driving.
That's right. Turn it on. Wealth
Mhm.
of knowledge
Yes.
Knowledge.
and beauty, right?
Yeah.
Hey.
No, but I do love that. I remember I had a goal because we were raised Christian, and I'm like, I am a Christian. I have never read the entire Bible, like all the way through. So I made it a mission to like go through the Bible, and I was like, okay, it's very hard to just be able to sit down and just read when you have a busy schedule. So I was like, on my drives, I'm going to get through the Bible, and it was super easy when you drive an hour a day and you just pop it on your way back and forth. And I got
Mhm.
through it, and it was amazing. And there's so many things that I didn't even know. Yeah, there's a lot that goes on in the Bible.
Oh yeah. I read it a couple times through. Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's a lot.
A lot of
Mhm.
crazy stuff. Like we should do a podcast on that one day.
Yes.
All the crazy stuff in the Bible.
What
Where did
happened?
Chris go? We left her. We lost
Mm.
her.
Where are you, Chris?
I did ask the chat if they had any questions, so I'm going to check for that. Chris, did you have a question for her? I know that you said you had a business question.
Oh, I was just gonna ask if you could do everything all over again, would you change anything?
Yes. Yes. I probably would have not stayed in education as long as I did, um, because I realized that the thing that I loved about education is I love working with young people. I didn't realize until later that you can work with young people in a positive way in other areas besides education.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The reason I say that is because working for a school district, there's just a lot of bureaucracy
Yeah.
that prevented me from being creative. There's also funding issues and things. So it became very frustrating for me because I had all these ideas. I started a club called the Cougar Club. And the reason it's called Cougar Club is because it was the Kennedy Cougars, right? That was the what do you call it, mascot. So I call it the after school Cougar Club, and it was helping each other and all that, and it was great. but I wanted to do field trips and I wanted to get t-shirts made and all these things. And I found all these barriers, right? They were like, well, we don't have funding for this or this and that. And it was like, "Urgh." So it frustrated me. And so now looking back, I think that if I would have had more knowledge earlier about business, I would have started my business much earlier, much
Okay.
sooner. And I would have been able to also start a branch of a nonprofit, which I also started at one point and it didn't go anywhere, but it's called Dream Life Project. And I would have integrated those
I
ideas,
love that.
education, design, and that's how I would have preferred to have worked with young people all of these years,
You
right?
know what? That's beautiful.
I love
I,
that.
So
I think it's
I
gonna
think
come
a
back
lot.
around.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
yeah,
think a lot of kids would just be interested in taking a class and learning how to
Yes.
sew.
Yes.
exactly.
I remember when Shane and I were in high school, we took like this home ec class where they taught you how to cook and just do like domestic stuff that, my mom grew up learning how to do. And it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
And it's good. I mean, it's a basic skill, right? We all need to
Mhm.
eat. We all should know how, to cook and to,
Mhm.
do
Yes.
those things. And yeah, so anyway, no regrets at this point. I mean, I can't regret. I love my job. I
Yeah.
mean, what I
Right.
do. But yeah, looking back, I'm like, I probably should have dipped out like after maybe 5 years and like just said, you know what, I'm gonna start a business. But
Yeah.
it was very different for me because again, my age, I'll be 58 this year. So just so you have reference, back in the day when I was a kid, there was no such thing as a black female business owner of any kind.
That
That
good
wasn't a
point.
concept,
Good
so
point.
this is a new thing. So you know what I'm saying? So there
So
wasn't funding. You couldn't go to the bank and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna start a business. I'm a black female." They'd be like, "Girl, you crazy. You better." Basically, I was told you could be, a teacher, a nurse, not even a doctor. There were no female doctors back then.
Wow.
It
I
was,
have a question. Is
go
there
ahead.
anything that you would have like self now? If you could go back and tell yourself anything, I know you said, you would have started sooner, you wouldn't have done education as long. What would you have told yourself, like, what you know now to start sooner? Like, if you could go back and give yourself a little tip, like, girl, get out of there. Like, what would you tell yourself?
And go back to
Probably,
Amazon.
girl,
And
yeah,
get out of here.
I would say like start meeting, networking. I didn't realize how
That's
important
good.
networking
Right.
is until just recently.
Yes.
I thought that if you just went to college and you got the degree and that was good enough. But no, it's really about meeting people, the right people, and putting yourself in those circles. I would
Hmm.
have definitely done that. And I feel like that's what I should have done. Like, I mean, had I known, right, I would have been much more successful than I am in terms of my business right now, for sure.
Right.
True.
right.
Yeah.
I do have a few questions from the chat.
Yes,
Can I
let's do
run them
them.
across?
Did
Curls,
you
you
tell her that
didn't.
comment that somebody just said? It was so
Oh,
nice.
yes. This one.
Uh,
And
that's my girl. I've known this.
then, oh,
I've
do
known
you?
I've known her since second grade. Okay.
Oh, I love that.
Wow.
What a
Oh,
friendship.
So
you
if
just went on,
anybody knows me, she knows. She
I
knows
is,
the truth.
love that.
is
'Cause
this one of the
Mhm.
friends that you just went on the trip with? Because I know you went with
yes.
two. This is one of them. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
Do you want to read the question? Curls?
Yes. She said, oh, who wants to read it? Go ahead. I shouldn't read my own question.
Anybody can. Anybody can.
You
I just say
you
Curls.
can. You can. You can do whatever you want.
Go
Did
ahead.
your
Somebody else read it because it's too many things going on in my head.
exposure to SF nightlife help guide your vision? What is SF?
San Francisco.
So,
Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me. Forgive
no,
me.
it's okay.
I thought it was like, oh, baby.
Absolutely, absolutely. We used to go out like every weekend. Again, we love music. We grew up in the 80s. And so, it was popping, it was a great time. Hey. Um, so San Francisco is, of course, a very diverse city. And the nightlife there was amazing. It really helped me to get my vision in terms of having fashion shows at my events because
Mm.
which is something that I don't see. It's like I don't know why people don't do that, but San Francisco had clubs where they merged both the music and fashion. So usually like
Oh, I love that.
midnight they'd have a fashion show, and it was so
Mm.
fun and vibrant, and that definitely was left an imprint on me, and just my love for music and dance and just entertainment overall is what we used to do that every week. Just we would literally dance for like 3-4 hours straight. So
That's
That's
amazing.
some good cardio.
that's why I was
Yeah.
in shape too. I'm like,
That's
shoot,
some good cardio.
we got some good steps in back then. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's better than a Zumba class. That's 4.
Mhm.
we had fun.
My dad used to tell us about dances like that. It's like people used to actually be on the floor dancing. He just showed us some of
In
the
New York.
moves.
For
Well,
hours.
all they know how to do is TikTok now. Didn't need to know. Go on and see.
TikTok and TikTok and twerk.
Yes,
Now
TikTok.
everyone, now
TikTok it.
everyone drinks and sits on the wall and watches like around and scrolls and takes.
Oh, oh.
That's
It's
like I don't know. I feel like people stopped living.
girl
Yeah,
TikTok and
I think
twerk.
too.
Like I feel like back in and I feel like that's why like our era is kind of nostalgic. People go back and watch our movies because that actually draws emotion. I'm gonna tell you a quick story.
And listen to our music too.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
this is
do.
our music. I went and watched the new Gladiator, and no shade to the actor, but I did not feel him.
Oh no, I saw that movie. I was like, mm-mm.
I literally took my son. We watched the old one, and I still love the old one,
Oh
which was
yeah.
like 20 years ago. Was still way better than this one, and they didn't have sharks in
Mhm.
the arena. Sorry for the spoiler if you haven't seen it, but don't waste your time.
Mm-mm.
Just go back
I
and watch
just
Russell Crowe.
I'm
and this
confused
is this
already.
is
You didn't
this is
see the new Gladiator.
but this is why I think your brand is and designs are so important because the what your generation has and from the 90s, the 80s, 70s, 60s and before that, they still they were allowed to live. And this is being an educator, I'm sure you saw this. I feel like the millennials and beyond, they're trying so hard to protect their kids from everything in life. That and this is no shade to parents, but it's like sometimes you have to let them to fail, to succeed, and to figure things out. They
Absolutely.
have to figure out how to critically think in a failing situation. If you coddle them the whole time, when they fail and you're not around, they're not going to know how to process it. They're not going to know how to process a heartbreak or pain or and those same painful moments are the things that good art sometimes is derived from. Whether it's good, bad, or ugly, it could be you falling in love. It could be you learning what heartbreak feels like, and then you write a song for it or you draw a picture from it, and it doesn't feel good in the moment. You feel like everything is falling apart. I don't know what to do. So you express yourself. And sometimes those are the very things that everybody connects with. Everybody connects with Adele songs because we've all had multiple heartbreaks. And so when she's singing, you feel the tears from her soul, so you connect with it. You know what I mean? Or if
Yeah.
somebody is in love, when Whitney Houston sings "I Will Always Love You," we like hold on to our seats because it's not just the notes, but because there's a powerful story being told that we all connect with.
Exactly.
Why Viola Davis is the queen of our time, because she truly does pull on every single sense that you have, because you can feel every single pain that she has, and it's obvious she's went through a lot because she puts it right there in her art. So it's like you're coddling your kids from living, but you're also not showing them that the pain sometimes, just like the movie Inside Out, it causes people to come around you, support you. You reach out to your network, to your group, to your tribe, but we're not teaching them how to do that. We're just thinking, no, put them in a bubble, protect them, don't go outside, play video games, scroll. This is what I tell my students. You're going to look up one day and you scrolled your whole life away. I can look back in my life and I can tell you the cuts, the scrapes, the bruises, all these things had a story. So when I tell my
Mhm.
stories, they're like, Miss Iris, you almost drowned in the lake. Sure did. Thank God I lived to tell about it. But yeah, I almost died. You
Oh
stuck
They're
out
Lord.
the
like,
house and
what's
did
the lake?
80s.
What's the lake?
Woo.
Right, so but I can talk about it. Some of the best songs that I've written the last few years, although it was fit like pain filled and thrilled, it was because we lost my father and then our grandmother. But not wishing that kind of pain on anybody, but at the same time I had to express it and have an outlet somewhere. So where did
Right.
I go to? Art. You know, so when you're putting your jackets together and you do have imposter syndrome once a week, you got to remind yourself that you had Shabuzi wearing your jacket because he feels like he can express himself through your art. He feels like your art and his art came together and they married and something beautiful came out of that collaboration.
Thank
So
you.
it is it's worthy, and you have people from all platforms seeing your brilliance. And obviously you had your family that saw it before it ever reached the main stage. But obviously, anytime the imposter comes up in my world, I call him Satan. I'll be like, listen, let me tell you some facts though. Because you know, my dad used to say the only way to keep a champion from continue is you have to get him to give up. So the one thing you do is just you got to keep showing up, and obviously you're doing that. So when the imposter comes or the accuser comes, sometimes we all have that every week, I'm sure. And I just remind him like, no, yeah,
Multiple
I feel
times.
you. Yeah, a couple times. I feel what you're saying. I get it because I could definitely lean on that negative. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remind you, Satan. The God said I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. He said I have a purpose. I have a calling. This is what I'm going to get done because
And
He
you have
said
to
it.
take every thought
Every
captive.
thought captive. Yes. So
Yep.
yes, you're correct. It does come. And I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that vulnerability because again, these are the things that I don't feel like are always being taught to kids. We're like, okay, no, you're perfect. You know, you're great. No, you're gonna feel pain. No,
Right.
bad things are gonna happen.
Yep.
But you can overcome them. You
Hmm.
can overcome.
And
And
that's why we kept our kids in sports. That was the biggest lesson that they had to learn. They will tell you like, yeah, it was like, and if I'm signing you up and I'm paying money, you're going to finish the season.
yes.
You're not going to let you're not going to let your teammates down.
Nope.
You're not going to let your coach down. I don't care how much hard it hurts and I'm making the sacrifice by, taking you and picking you up and all that stuff. And we're all going to make sacrifices together.
Yep.
So I really believe in team sports because of that reason. It instills confidence
Yes.
and and it's something that you can just try. If you try it and you suck at it, so what? My daughter, she we put her, I wanted to be a soccer mom because the boys didn't play soccer, so I put her in soccer, and honestly she was horrible. She was like digging in
Oh,
the she was
oh, okay.
digging, we put her as a goal. She was digging in the grass. I was like, what are you doing? She was little. She was like 6 or 7. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like,
My
eh.
son
I'm
did
like,
that with baseball.
okay, but she finished the season. We made her finish the song.
It's good.
And then we put her in ballet. I did ballet when I was little. She hated it. She didn't like it. She's like, Mom, they're making me go up and down with the plie. She didn't like it. But we just kept having our kids try stuff,
Yes.
whether good or bad. So what? Right? It was more about, like you're saying, the learning, the heartbreak, the falling
Yes.
down, the get and learning to get back up.
To
It's
get back up.
super
Yes.
Yeah.
important for
You
sure.
gotta learn how to get back up.
Yep.
We do have two questions in the comments.
Yes.
This is the first one. I will bring that out. What is your advice for young entrepreneurs wanting to pivot into a passion?
Oh, the glow
Pivot,
network.
pivot into a passion. Yes, Glow
Mhm.
Network. Um,
You
I
gotta
would
glow.
say, I would say again, you got to start with that foundation. Again, I know everybody wants to just go from 0 to 100 in like, 3 months. You want to be, but you got to start slow. You have to start with just the bare basic, utilizing those free resources
Yes.
that are already on your phone, already on your laptop, YouTube, Google, all of the social media channels, podcasts, Queen Talk. Um, Queen Talk. In addition to that, I didn't say this earlier. Um, there are so many free resources in your community, in
Yes.
in person. There are
Yes.
meetup groups. There are conferences, if not free, very low cost. I went to a couple things here in LA, like small business conference or whatever. You have to be willing to go.
Yes.
Of course, you don't know anybody. So what? The goal is you go, you meet people, you share your Instagram, they share yours,
Yes.
and that's how you start to do building your network,
Yes.
right? And there's an expression, the network make the dream work,
Yes.
right? So I would say again, utilizing online stuff and going out there in person and utilizing, um, you know, meetups and things like that. That's definitely, you start there, and then it just kind of snowballs because you
Yeah.
start meeting people. And then, for example, like let's say you need some content, but you can't afford a photographer, because this has happened to me. Most of them are charging, $300-400. I didn't have it. So I just went to events, met the photographer, and I just tell them, hey, I don't have a budget right now for photography, but I'm a new brand. I'm up and coming. This is my Instagram. I'd love, if you're willing to collaborate, I could tag you, you could tag me, and then we can go from there. And
Good job.
The
99%,
barter system.
99% of
Very
people said
smart.
yes. They said
Yes.
that's how I got I got some amazing content early on for free.
Because you
Okay.
weren't afraid to ask
Yeah.
too.
It's really the fear. You got to
Yeah.
get over that. And one of the things I did, and it's going to sound crazy, but hey,
No, say it.
literally while I'm driving sometimes or I'm at home alone, I will literally talk to myself. Like for real. Like
Yes.
I literally have recorded myself. Like, for example, my pitch. Like if somebody says, tell me about your brand, you got to be ready, right? And so I just practice like saying it out loud, like,
Yes.
oh, Blaxicana Couture, one of a kind pieces, da 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 da. Where the name come from. I just started practicing saying it out loud, talking to myself, recording
Yes.
myself. So those are things to answer the going back to the Glow Network question, anybody could start with that. You can start today.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, you will get better. It's literally like working out. It's like going to the gym, walking on that treadmill, and just you're going to start walking. And eventually, you will be running, if not skipping on it. So
That doesn't sound crazy to me at all. If anything, it sounds
Doesn't.
calculated. It sounds like you utilized all the resources that you
Mhm.
had around you with because you didn't have the financial resources at the time, which is smart. Very
no,
Yes. Resourceful. I love it.
Very wise.
I feel like you gave a lot of good wisdom. Good nuggets. Good nuggets.
thank
yeah.
So
you.
you left
I hope
us with
so.
no excuse. That happened. I
No
love it.
excuse.
And I love that you practice your pitch. When I was in college, they used to call it like elevator speech. You
Mhm.
got to have your elevator speech. You got to be able to say what you do in like 30 seconds or less.
And that's all it is. It's just practice, because it's like that's why people are fearful, right? Because it's like,
Mhm.
well, what if they say talk? Okay, well, just practice it ahead of time. Not just
Mhm.
one time. Practice it every single day until
Yes.
you get tired of hearing yourself say it. Like, you know what I mean? And then
Mhm.
practice with your friends and family. Like, say, how does this sound? How do I sound? Do I look stupid? Do I sound stupid? Like, you know what I mean? And then eventually it becomes just a part of who you are, and it's like natural,
Yes.
you know. So
Second
yeah,
name.
Yes.
for sure.
Yes.
We
Well
do have
said.
one more question
Yes.
from Marcel the Trader.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's great. It says, "Who were some of the people growing up who influenced and empowered your thinking? I'm guessing to most think freely."
I'm gonna have to say my mama.
How
Oh,
Yeah,
so?
I'm gonna have to. My mom she's 89 years old, and
Wow.
she is still a powerhouse. She's still giving advice. She's still, I just saw her yesterday. She's legit. Like that woman is
You
like
said she's 89.
89 years old, but you wouldn't know it if you talked to her, because she's like, uh, you know, how's that boy Shabuzi doing? Like, I mean, like she knows, like,
No, she knows
she's
the
like, how was Coachella? Like, what was your favorite artist at Coachella?
Wow. She
Like,
keeps
did you
up.
see Lady Gaga? Like, she keeps up. Like, like she's on it. So, she
sounds like
definitely,
she's more on it than I am.
she's on it. She knows. And so I would say the free thinking, definitely my mom gave me the ability to know, like, to have that confidence to know, like, I could do anything, I could reinvent myself. She was the one who put that in me. And I would say the discipline part, the structure came from my dad. He passed away 21 years ago. Um, he passed away at the age of 68 from not taking care of himself. Okay, so take care of yourself. He had a heart attack. He was a smoker. His diet was horrible. Take care of yourself. But anyhow, he was very big on education,
Mhm.
and being a woman, a female, being empowered. and just being focused and disciplined and making sure that that you're taking care of yourself emotionally and spiritually. But he didn't take care of his health. But
We
anyhow,
definitely understand.
yeah. So I would say I'm very fortunate to have had that foundation. And I know I've had students who do not have that foundation. Unfortunately, they maybe are, foster children, or, their parents are not great examples. I would say to those children, to those people, look in your community. Maybe there's somebody at work, maybe there's a neighbor, maybe you meet somebody at a conference, one of these, meetups that I was speaking of earlier. Find a mentor, find somebody to empower you, to replenish you, because like I said, we need that human connection is so important, or otherwise it's not going to happen, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
Beautifully said.
Agreed. Agreed.
Did anyone else have any other questions for Miss Alece?
I think the last thing was just what's next for you. What's new
Ooh,
horizons? Because you
yes.
you ain't stopping, obviously.
Oh no, 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 no.
Coachella, big names, brands growing. What's
And how do
next?
you stay looking so young?
Yes, come on, spill the
Woo.
The
tea.
skin is
We're
I
gonna
know
have
she
to we're gonna
said
have to
she goes
invite
to
her
the
back and just
gym
have a
every
whole.
morning. Does she
I
work?
go to the gym. I'd say water. I drink a lot of water. I just drink. I'll tell you what I drink. I drink water, coffee, tea. I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all. And I'm a vodka girl.
Okay.
I thought it was
Yes,
water.
all
Yeah.
things in
Ooh, what
moderation.
brand of water?
This
Wow, Iris.
no, really. Oh, what brand of what? Well,
When you
I'm
go into the store, like,
drinking
can
right
I have
now
Sky
LaCroix.
Water?
It's bubbly, but I just drink regular filtered water. I literally carry around my big like Adidas thing. I take it with me everywhere, ice water. So that's unlimited water, unlimited tea, iced tea, no sugar. I don't do sweet tea,
Into
no
that.
sugar. And then I'm a vodka girl in moderation. I'm also trying to get myself ready for summer. So right now I'm not doing any of that for the next couple months. Curves, let's support each other on that.
and
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah.
we
So I'm gonna back off on it a little bit. But I do believe in having fun and stuff like that. But I keep myself active. To answer your question about, I don't know, just jeans. I don't,
you gotta tell them the secret you told me about what you put on your face every day.
um I
Good
do
jeans and jean jackets.
I live here
This was cute.
I live in Southern California, so the sun rays are strong, the UV. So I use sunscreen every day. I wear sunscreen
Mm.
every day, my face, my neck, my arms, wherever it's exposed. I do my walk every day in the bright sun. So I do believe in doing that. And look at what chemicals are in there or not in there. I'm trying to go to the non-chemical sunscreen now. Um, but I try to just eat healthy, and I'm not perfect. I love French fries, and but I've been learning to cook. That's something I never had time to do when I was working. So the
Really?
last I never had time. I mean, I every week, you can ask my kids, they'll tell you, we have spaghetti like 2-3 times a week. We had chicken, or I would just go pick up a chicken and like throw a salad together. Like it was just something really quick because the kids were coming from sports. I'm coming from work. It wasn't like real good, like a meal where you like planned it out with all the ingredients. So now I'm doing that now. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make whatever lasagna, from scratch. I'm gonna make, so I'm using good ingredient, healthy ingredients, and I'm trying to do more vegetables and fruits and things like that. So I think
Do you
that helps.
post that on your social media, like your cooking journey?
No, because I'm still shy about it. Because my husband, we have a big joke. He's like, I mean, and it's true. He's like, my wife can't cook, So he would
Well,
Because I'm supposed to say that.
and I mean, I never got upset about it because it's like, because I couldn't. My mom did. I'm the baby of the family, so my mom didn't teach me how to cook. She was also working at that time. She was a single mom. My parents had divorced, and so she just didn't teach me, and I didn't learn. So was kind of like I just throw together whatever I could do. So no cooking journey right now on Insta. I mean, I guess it would be funny. It would be it would be a funny thing.
Like your learning process, like, and then people can be
Right.
like, "Come with me."
That-
Curtis understands as a baby, she can't cook either.
Say that, Curbs. Say it again.
I said you could up, Shayna. I'm not even about to play with you.
Yeah, for I wouldn't even waste time. This is coming from green eggs and ham. Okay.
If you did want to do it, you could just put it on your story at first, just so it's only a 24-hour thing. You don't got to commit like the real, but it's all up to you and your time. It's not a big deal.
Okay, maybe I will. Maybe here and there.
Well,
And you don't have to do the whole process. Just plate it and take a picture.
It would be fun to see.
Like from this year to next year and like your progress.
Okay.
I think engagement. People would like to see they'd engage. I think it'd be fun.
Okay.
Especially if you're honest about it. Like, listen, you told them what you told us, they'd understand.
They'd be like, ooh, it'd be fun.
Like, I'm 58 and I'm learning how to cook, y'all.
Yeah, exactly.
I do want to end with your quotes. You said you sent me 2 quotes that you said really speak to you.
Yes.
First one.
My quotes are, I would say, embrace diversity via fashion.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my like taglines, my quotes, like what I really feel about fashion, because you just want to what we wear, I believe, is such a big part of who we are, because it's a choice of what we are, and just embrace that. And then the other quote is, work hard, play hard, love harder. Period.
I like that one.
Period. Yes.
Period.
Yes. Because if it's important to work, it's important to play, but most importantly is that we love.
Yes. Agreed.
I agree.
Agreed.
Well, it has been a real pleasure having you on. I appreciate all of the wisdom, knowledge, information that you gave, just your exciting presence and energy.
Yes.
I think everyone really enjoyed it in the chat. And we have a comment. Looking wonderful.
Yes, looking wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Her picture's cute too. I
Yeah,
see it.
beautiful.
Ready to show off and show up. Okay, I see you.
That's why I said it's
Good
just
jeans. Good jeans.
Sister. Okay.
gorgeous cousin. She also has a radio show on the couch with Dr. K. So she might be somebody you may want to look at having.
Dr. K, we'd love to have you.
Yes.
Dr. K.
Yes, she's in Memphis, Tennessee, so she's on your time. I think she's I think she's central, actually.
Tennessee is like 1 hour behind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. But she'd be amazing. I'm very, like I said, I'm very blessed, very, very blessed to have these, amazing family, and friends. So, and blessed to have all of you. And I'm so grateful. I thank you so, so much for having me.
It was our pleasure.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank
you.
Es un gran placer. Tú eres una inspiración a mi vida. Gracias por
Sí,
todo.
también. Muchas gracias por estar aquí.
Oh, Dios te bendiga.
Sí.
Gracias.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien, ¿y tú?
Okay.
Me llamo Gracie.
Oh, okay, everybody's just throwing it in.
Gracias.
Grabé tu nombre, mi corazón.
Okay. They're gonna start talking lyrics soon if we don't stop. Spanish lyrics.
No, but that sounded so beautiful. You guys love it.
But seriously, thank you so much. You were literally everything I've dreamt this was gonna be. You exceeded it, matched it, and exceeded it. So
Thank you. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you. I told you I could talk. I'm sorry.
No, we loved it.
No, it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was way more than I thought it was going to be. It was a lot of great information. I think people utilize it, and I'll be able to break it up into segments and definitely give points after the show. So it was very helpful, very informative.
Yes, and special thank you. Special thank you to Gracie for inviting you too.
Thank you, Gracie.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
I'll be reaching out to get my jacket.
Okay, sounds good.
Because y'all didn't know I ordered one. Look.
Likes basketball. You gotta put a little basketball on, a little basketball patch.
Oh yeah.
2 little babies, 1 4.
I'm crying.
All right. It was a
Thank
pleasure.
you so
And
much.
thank you everyone for joining who joined us tonight. We will be
Yes.
back 2 weeks. So not next Thursday, but we'll be here the Thursday after. So thank you
Yes.
so much for joining and have a wonderful day or
Okay, bye.
evening. Today's
Bye. Bye.
Uh-oh. It's just me now. Bye, guys.